You will be tested on your ability to understand spoken English. There are 3 parts, each with its own directions. If you wish, you may take notes. Part 1. Directions. You will hear short dialogues between 2 people. After each dialogue, a question will be asked. You will hear each dialogue only once. After hearing the dialogue and the question, select your answer from the 4 choices. Question 1.
Excuse me. Can I have 1 ashtray here, please?
Sorry, sir. Smoking is prohibited here. You'll have to extinguish your cigarette.
What does the woman ask the man to do? Question 2.
I often have difficulty sleeping at night.
Try drinking a glass of warm milk and counting sheep. But in my case, reading a history textbook proves most effective.
What is not a suggested solution by the woman? Question 3.
I heard you talking on the phone with your brother last night. How is he?
Out of the blue, he told me that he just got married.
What does the woman mean? Question 4.
Have you come up with a topic for your History 101 paper?
I thought about wars, but killing and death often turn me off. While I was driving to class this morning, the topic of cars crossed my mind. I think I'll write about that.
Which of the following is most likely the man's paper topic? Question 5.
Let me ask you some questions to help me match you up with one of our on-campus student jobs. How many hours a week do you want to work?
With all the courses I'm taking, between 10 and 20 hours a week.
Where does the conversation most probably take place? Question 6.
How did you find Professor Black's lecture on acid rain?
I couldn't keep my eyes open.
What can be inferred from the man's reply? Question 7.
I wonder how the fire got started.
It must have started in the kitchen rather than in the downstairs closet.
What does the woman mean? Question 8.
Are you coming to Ed's place with us? It's just a small get-together.
Sorry. I'm snowed under. I have to finish this quarterly report this week, come rain or shine.
What does the man mean? Question 9.
Look at Jack's room. It's the worst mess I've ever seen.
You can say that again.
What does the woman mean? Question 10.
It's our boisterous neighbors having their party again.
Such loud and insensitive people can drive anyone up the wall.
How does the woman feel about the situation? Question 11.
How was your trekking last weekend?
It started off well. Then after the 5th mile, we both felt rather exhausted. Actually, I almost fainted. Don't you think we must be over the hill?
What does the woman imply? Question 12.
Did you see Peter? His arm's in a cast.
Poor him. He fell off his motorbike last week. With his right arm broken, he can't even take lecture notes.
Which of the following is not true about Peter? Question 13.
Mel is always taking my things without permission. Whenever he drops by at my room, things get lost. Although he returns them later, I can't help feeling upset about his behavior.
If I were you, I'd give him a piece of my mind.
What does the man suggest that the woman do? Question 14.
You know what, Ben? You could make a great singer.
Come on, don't make me laugh.
How does the man feel about the woman's comment? Question 15.
How's Steve's skiing coming along?
He hasn't started to learn how to ski yet. Too chicken for that, I think.
What does the man say about Steve? Part 2. Directions. In this part, you will hear longer dialogues between two people. After each dialogue, questions will be asked. You will hear each dialogue only once. After hearing the dialogue and each question, select your answer from the 4 choices. Conversation 1.
Mark, long time no see. How are you? Still into extreme sports?
Funny you should ask. It's really been a long time. I don't do extreme anymore.
Are you kidding? You were always gone backpacking, rock climbing, and all that. You'd be gone for weeks when we were in college.
I know, but being a physician, I now lead a rather sedentary life. Plus, I work most weekends as well as weekdays.
No time, huh? You need to make time, you know. You can't just help others. Devote some time to yourself.
Well, I don't think making time is going to help me get back to doing those things. I'm 42 now, and I doubt I still have the strength or stamina of a college boy.
I didn't say you ought to go back to rock climbing, silly. You can make exercise part of your daily activity, you know. For a start, when you're seeing patients at the hospital, use the stairs instead of the elevator. And try standing up when you talk on the telephone.
Sounds doable, that. Well, I've got to run. Nice talking to you, Jane, and thanks for the tips.
Question 16. Who is the woman? Question 17. What does she suggest that the man do in the end? Question 18. Which can best describe the man's lifestyle now? Conversation 2.
Liz, can you give me advice on schooling? My daughter is turning 6 this year, and she should be starting school.
Well, if I were you, I'd send her to an international school. Mind you, it's pricey.
Money's not a problem, and I know that English is essential nowadays.
So what's the problem?
Well, My wife has this idea she wants to homeschool our kid. You know, you get together with other parents who homeschool, and each person teaches what he or she is specialized in. My wife said she'd quit her job so she can homeschool our kid, and that I should teach math because I'm an accountant. But being good at math doesn't make me a good teacher.
I agree. The teaching job is not for everyone. It's hard work and requires a lot of preparation, especially with young kids. I should know.
Question 19. What is the man's problem? Question 20. According to the woman, teaching Question 21. What is probably the woman's job? Conversation 3.
I read in the papers that a woman was found dead after a competition to see who can drink the most water. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Not really. You know, they always say we should drink a lot of liquid, right? As it turns out, drinking too much water is actually very dangerous. It's called water intoxication.
Yeah? I never heard of that. I still don't understand how can drinking water harm you?
Ingesting more water than you need increases your total blood volume, and that puts unnecessary burden on your heart. Your kidneys, too, must work overtime to filter excess water out of your blood circulatory system.
Okay, so how do I know I'm not drinking too much?
That depends on your diet, exercise habits, and environment. If you eat plenty of foods that are rich in water, such as vegetables and fruits, you may not need to drink very much water at all. However, if you sweat on a regular basis because of exercise or a warm climate, you'll need to supply your body with more water. Anyway, you need not worry too much about the dangers from water intoxication. It is very uncommon.
Well, that's good to know.
Question 22. What are the two speakers mainly talking about? Question 23. According to the dialogue, the amount of water you should drink depends on the following except Question 24. How does the woman probably feel at the end? Part 3. Directions. You will now hear 2 short talks. After each talk, you will be asked some questions. You will hear each talk only once. After hearing the talk and each question, select your answer from the 4 choices. Talk 1.
Energy drinks may give you a temporary energy boost. However, this boost, which may last as long as a few hours, typically results from the large amount of sugar and caffeine these drinks contain. Although the various sugars used to sweeten energy drinks can briefly increase energy, consuming large quantities of sugar is likely to cause weight gain. Caffeine is a stimulant, which can also temporarily perk you up. But too much caffeine can cause adverse side effects, such as nervousness, irritability, increased blood pressure, and insomnia. Caffeine can also make your heart beat faster and trigger abnormal heart rhythms, which is especially dangerous if you have any type of heart disease. If you're consuming energy drinks because you're frequently tired or run down, consider a better and healthier way to boost your energy. Get adequate sleep, exercise regularly, and eat a healthy diet, well-balanced meals. These strategies not only will increase your energy in the short run, but also will help you maintain your overall physical and mental fitness in the long run.
Question 25. What is the talk mainly about? Question 26. According to the talk, which of the following is true about energy drinks? Question 27. Which of the following is not recommended in the talk? Talk 2.
Most parents nowadays accept TV into their children's lives and treat it as an electronic babysitter that will keep the children out of trouble for short bursts of time. Over the last few years, big media conglomerates have been marketing developmental and educational videos to parents with young children. The most popular of these have been the phenomenal Baby Einstein DVDs, espousing the vast developmental benefits of parking your child in front of these televisual parades of stimuli. The Baby Einstein products, they say, were designed as music-focused developmental tools to stimulate babies' brains. This claim is prompted by research that proved that exposure to classical melodies can improve verbal ability, spatial intelligence, creativity, and memory in youngsters. However, research by American Institute of Pediatrics shows that frequent screen time for children under 2 is highly ill-advised due to the fact that it poses a number of risks, such as encouraging passivity, slow language acquisition, overexcitedness, troubles with sleep and concentration, as well as dependence on screens. So it is likely that parents who are looking to enhance their children's development are in fact just keeping their children sedated under the glow of televisual shapes and colors, or worse, they are stunting their kids' developmental growth. Now it's up to you whether to invite TV into the lives of your children. Many caring parents believe moderate TV viewing is fine for children, while other parents see any amount of TV as the devil, an indicator of parental neglect. Where do you stand on TV for yourself and your family? Is it realistic to ban it from your family life? Is it okay if you watch in moderation with parental supervision?